All right. Welcome to Trolls Toys. Let's get into it and see what we have today. Figure reviews, toy hunts, etc. All right. What's up, YouTube? It's Trolls Toys back at you with another video. And we're going to be doing this week's Toy Haul Episode 3, which is a little bit of an unorthodox week of figure acquiring. We went to some stores that are off the beaten path that we don't normally go to. We did some trades of clearance figs that we found on previous hunts at 2 different specialty toy stores. So we'll show the results of that. And if you watched an earlier video from this week, we went toy hunting at the flea market. So we're going to give you a recap of all the cool figures that we found and added to the collection this week. All right, stay tuned. All right, I'm going to try to go in chronological order of pickups for the week. And we're going to start out with number 105 in the classified series, Jason Shockwave Faria. We got him off of Amazon. I got an Amazon card. We had some credit on the Amazon website from prior purchases. So we got him for a whopping $1.18 after I used my credit. And this, I believe, will be the only appearance of classified in this week's video, which is the line that I'm trying to collect, right? So, but we did add Shockwave to the collection. Now, if you're familiar with Big Lots, they're a closeout store and they're all going out of business. So at the Big Lots in my town, Auburn, Massachusetts, we stopped by there just to see if on the off chance if they happen to have any figures. And they did have some basics, right? So from series 130, 138, we got Drew McIntyre for $8, right? Versus the normal $12 price. From series 127, at that same Big Lots, we added Shayna Baszler. And these are all figures I didn't have, characters I didn't have, and don't really need ultimates or things for. I'm not a huge fan of any of these. We got series 130 AJ Styles for $8. How long has it been since Keith Lee's been in WWE? I don't know. It's been a while, right? Series 127, Keith Lee. Right. And then rounding out the basics from the Big Lots in Auburn, we got first time in the line, series 130, Omos, right? And these are all nice just to have representation of the characters without spending a whole ton of money. So we added these 5 basics to the collection. Coming in from Big Lots in Webster, Massachusetts, we added 2 more basics that the one in Auburn did not have, which is series 132, Tamina for $8. And series 129, Carmella for $8. This one's a bit different. We picked up this Lightyear plasma drill from Big Lots as well for $5. I thought I might be able to fit a 6-inch figure in there, but I think I might have been sadly mistaken. But it is kind of cool. I don't know what I'll do with it, but it does, it elevates up, has these missiles that fire out of it. So anyways, $5. I'll figure out something to do with the plasma drill, I hope. Coming up next, we stopped and did some trading of figures at the Time Capsule in Seekonk, Massachusetts. It's a specialty store that has comic books, vinyl, action figures, you know, just a good old hobby shop. And we were able to take our last 2 figures from the NECA blind box that we didn't want. If you guys recall, if you watched that, that was my very first video ever. We got 12 figures in there. 2 Predators, a Back to the Future, and a Flash Gordon that I kept. And then 6 Gargoyles, a dress-up E.T., and a Panther Alien. And the 2 that I had left was one of the Gargoyles, Goliath, and the Panther Alien, and a Last Ronin Battle Damage that I picked up on clearance at Walmart for $10. With an Ollie's fig that I had probably paid like $3 for. So we got $40 in trade. And then some of these were slow movers for the toy store, so he took another 20% off. So I wind up getting all these figures from the Time Capsule you're going to see for $60, right? So we're going to start out with McFarlane Toys, Endless Winter, Aquaman. And he's going to be part of my Justice League display. I think he's a decent looking Aquaman. I'm not too concerned about, well, that's the Endless Winter version or whatever. I just want the core ones, you know, Green Lantern, Superman, Aquaman, Flash, Batman, Wonder Woman. Not super concerned with what actual line they came from. I just want them all in the same scale. and I thought this Aquaman was a fine choice. Capsule doesn't normally have a lot of wrestling figures, but we were able to get Series 108 LA Knight. Yeah, right? And you can see the price was very good on LA Knight to start with, and he had just got him in. I know that people say it's a bad face sculpt. I didn't have LA Knight. Don't need a stellar LA Knight. LA Knight for $10 is an LA Knight for me. Two other wrestling figures that I was able to pick up that I was stoked about for that same $9.99 price tag and part of that trade. Like I said, so we got all these figures from the time capsule for basically $60, right? I got $40 in trade. He knocked 20% off, so paid $60 for all of them. And we got Ray Phoenix, one half of the Lucha Brothers. Unfortunately, you know, he's still bound to that AEW contract. But his brother, Penta El Cerro Miedo, is doing great in WWE. And he had the other half of the Lucha Brothers as well. So I'm stoked that we can have the Lucha Brothers that I can unbox. I do have them both hanging on the wall. The Legends of Lucha Libre, Ray Phoenix, and the Penta Obscura version of Penta, but now we can have these to add to the shelf. We also got from the time capsule this Diamond Select Toys casual John Wick. You know, I'd prefer if it was a John Wick in the suit, but I think he knocked like $4 off of this fig down to 16. So I wanted, I've been eyeballing this figure the past couple of trips to the time capsule, and it was still there. Probably not the most popular because he's not in the suit, but I'll take casual John Wick. I have young Indy from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and now I have an old Indy from the Dial of Destiny, also from the time capsule in Seekonk, Massachusetts. If you've been watching any of my videos, you know that I'm big into the Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I don't know of another Sokka Warpaint version other than the Best Action. So once again, coming in from the time capsule in Seekonk, we got Sokka Warpaint by Best Action. We also got Spirit Aang by Best Action. I believe there is a Spirit Aang by Diamond Select, but I don't have it, and Time Capsule didn't have it either. But they did have this Best Action version. So, Spirit Aang joining Trolls Toys. And the last figure that we picked up from the Time Capsule in Seekonk is a figure I didn't actually want, right? This King the Conqueror from Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania. Only reason I got it is because I'm sort of hooked on the Build-A-Figures, and he's part of the Build-A-Figure Cassie Lang, and so we're trying to make her. So if I'd have started collecting sooner, I probably could have found him at Ollie's, right? I'm guessing he probably wound up there, but I wasn't collecting at that time, so we just picked him up from the time capsule. I think he was like $10, and that's probably a little bit high for him, but basically just wanted the Cassie Lang Build-A-Figure piece. Coming in from Burlington, just stopped by there random, not Burlington, sorry, Marshall's. Just stopped by there randomly. Said, because sometimes they have some oddball stuff, and they had this Superstar ring from WWE, SmackDown and Raw. I know it's not an ultimate ring or anything. I don't have a ring, didn't need an ultimate ring. And $6 whole, that's a ring for me. This was the random pickup from Burlington. This is the Super Mario Airship deck playset. I know it's for the 2.5-inch Mario figures. I don't have those. I have like the 5-inch movie versions, I believe they are, maybe 6, but I just thought it might be a nice backdrop, and I couldn't beat the price. I hope all the parts are in there. I took a risk because the box is ripped, but $2.69. Gotta give it a whirl for that price. All right, I got a little bit of explaining to do again. As you've been watching Toy Hunts, I pick up clearance figs. I usually pick up extras of the ones that I think are cool. Like I got an extra Maivia Legacy, which is Rocky Johnson and High Chief Peter Maivia for $19. I got an extra carbonized Emperor's Guard and TIE Fighter Pilot Black Series for $17. I bought like 3 or 4 Falcon and Quarrel 2-packs, and they're on clearance at Walmart for $23. So I took those, and then Uncanny X-Men Warlord Professor X that I bought on clearance for $5, and a Psycho Man from Fantastic Four for $5, and Elvira Mistress of the Dark, and Ultimate Frankenstein's Monster with Chair. I took all of those, which cost me like $124 total, I think. And that's over like a 3-week period that I collected those figs and traded them at That's Entertainment in Worcester. for $160 store credit to get other figures that are a little bit harder to find that I don't have. And we started out with this Super 7 Mutagen Man. It's only the third Super 7 figure that I have. I have Super 7 Radioactive Red Rage Toxie and Super 7 Casey Jones. Most of my turtles are NECA, but this Mutagen Man I just thought was really cool, so we picked him up. Also part of that trade deal at That's Entertainment, I picked up Ultimate Edition Michael Myers from NECA. He's going to go in my horror display with Bela Lugosi's Dracula, Elvira, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I added Beetlejuice in there. And now we got Ultimate Michael Myers. We also, from That's Entertainment, as part of that trade, got these Lucy's, Jay and Silent Bob. I'm big fans of Jay and Silent Bob, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes and all their movies. I already had Blunt Man and Chronic that I picked up from That's Entertainment a few months back when I started collecting. So now we added their alter egos, Jay and Silent Bob. Also, to go into the horror display, part of the trade from the same place, That's Entertainment, we got the Wolfman NECA fig, and he's loose because I have a tendency not want to throw boxes away. So That's Entertainment helps me because I can get a lot of loose stuff there where there is no box, so I don't have a choice. But adding him to the horror display. So part of that trade deal, we got Nightmare Spawn to add to my Spawn shelf. Right, I'm not huge into the Spawn comic books, but I think the Spawn figures just look badass. So was happy to add Nightmare Spawn to the collection. Carrying on from that trade, we got Wonder Woman from Batman Last Night on Earth. And I'm not familiar with that storyline, and I don't care. She's going to be my Justice League Wonder Woman because I like the fact that she has a fucking mohawk. I think that's badass. So, and she comes with the arms for Bane, which means I'm probably going to have to try to figure out how to build Bane now. Because why not? So Wonder Woman going to be going on the Justice League display. If you followed episode 2 of the toy haul last week, we got the ugliest Sable that I've ever seen by Jakks Pacific. And we got the Jackie that matches, that is built off of that same Sable mold. So I figured, got Sable, might as well get Jackie. And then rounding out the trade from That's Entertainment, we added Jeff Jarrett, Double J. This is the TNA Jeff Jarrett from 2010. So, I don't know if you can see that on his foot, but I thought he was pretty cool looking. So that sums up the trade from That's Entertainment. Coming in from Amazon, I ordered Commander Rogers, who we will use as our stand-in for Captain America for the time being in the Avengers display, because I don't have Captain America. But basically, we got him because we're building Totally Awesome Hulk, and he has Totally Awesome Hulk's head. So, definitely needed him. This is the other figure I was missing to build Totally Awesome Hulk. No desire for Marvel's Photon, but she had one of Totally Awesome Hulk's legs. So, I had a one-legged Totally Awesome Hulk otherwise, so that's why we picked up Photon. I figured since I got Spirit Aang from the Time Capsule, I got to get Cosmic Energy Aang, Purple Aang by Best Action from, and he came in from Amazon. Coming in from Savers, we got King Kong from King Kong and Godzilla: The New Empire. I couldn't pass him up for $3 whole bucks. I was actually stopping by because one of my other buddies collects the Hess trucks, and the Savers had some, so I was stopping by there for him, and there was one that he wanted, so I figured, damn, since I'm standing in line, this King Kong for $3 is pretty cool. And he's just going to slide right back next to the Rose here, and he's going to become a backdrop fig, I think. Right? And that's what I'm trying to do, just add some random figures in to the backdrop display. All right, from a prior toy hunt video this week on Tuesday, coming in from Yankee Flea Market in Palmer, Massachusetts, is this G.I. Joe Humvee from 2001, battery operated for $10 whole. Got it home, put batteries in it, and it works. I was pretty stoked. This is probably one of my favorite pickups of the week, actually. Not the right size for classified, like I mentioned, but going to serve well as a backdrop. And G.I. Joe, which is, I guess, so I could say a G.I. Joe does make another appearance, right? Because we had Shockwave, but do we count the Hummer? I guess we do, right? So another G.I. Joe appearance. And I forgot all about Baroness. She was $6 from the Snake Eyes movie from the Yankee Flea Market. So we added her as well. Got good old JR, Jim Ross, Jack's Pacific from the Yankee Flea Market for $5 whole. I figured I couldn't pass him up. He doesn't have a microphone, but I'm sure I have a microphone that'll work with him. He's actually going to go next, even though it says Raw as War on his jacket and all that good stuff. He's actually going to go next to Tony Schiavone at my AEW announce table. From way back in 1996, we got Michael Jordan from Space Jam, Toon Squad, $9.95, Yankee Flea Market. I was like, he is way too damn cool to pass up. And it's one of my it's one of the movies I used to watch most frequently with my boys when they were growing up. They just were huge Space Jam fans. We were let down by Space Jam: A New Legacy, but you know, the original Space Jam is the bomb diggity. So we added Michael Jordan from the Toon Squad. Also coming in from the flea market is 5-inch McFarlane Toys Zuko, $10. Once again, just love the Avatar figures, whether they be the 5-inch Best Actions, 5-inch McFarlane, 6-inch Diamond Select, 7-inch McFarlane. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm picking up the ones that I find because these are older. I think 3-4 years old for most of these at least. So I didn't think the price was too bad. Now this guy I was not familiar with, Maggot from X-Men. But when I read the back of his box, it says, Maggot's mutant power is his 2 giant slugs, Eenie and Meanie, that serve as his digestive system. And there's the 2 giant slugs in the package. He also comes with a head for Bone Breaker. I figured Bone Breaker looks like part tank, part guy. I don't really feel like building him, but I thought that might be a cool to make a new Dreadnought figure or something for the classifieds. And this Maggot guy, just his backstory seemed cool. And $8, I thought that wasn't bad. So, another flea market find. Also coming in from the flea market is Basic Edition Bray Wyatt. You know, as we all know, he unfortunately passed away. And I believe this is the getup he wore when he was doing like Firefly's Funhouse. And I just saw the figure and saw $10 and was like, I know basics are only like $12 at the store, but I hadn't seen this figure before. And I was like, yeah, we got it. We got to get Bray. Then rounding out the flea market finds is this Classic Superstars by Jack's Pacific. Got the original Toys R Us logo on it for $11.99 from the flea market for $15. Now the box isn't perfect. It's damaged here at the bottom. I'm torn. Should I take him out of the box? Should I not? Because the box isn't perfect. But once again, I didn't think $15 was too bad for Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Classic Superstars by Jack's Pacific. And if you watch my Toy Hunting Sad Times video, you know I've been struggling at major retailers, or did last week. It looks like the shelves are kind of barren. They don't have a lot of new stuff. But there were 2 figures I kept passing on that I kept saying I'm eventually going to buy. And I finally pulled the trigger. Right, so I got the Werewolf from Altered Beast. Don't really have any desire for Axel from Streets of Rage because don't remember Axel. And never played Monkey Ball. But the Werewolf from Altered Beast I played the hell out of on Sega Genesis when I was little. So we decided to add him. And when my boys were growing up, we played a lot of Donkey Kong Country on the Wii, right? So I kept saying I was going to get Diddy Kong, and the one time I saw him, I didn't get him, and then I went to like 3 other Walmarts, and they didn't have him. So when I was stopping by in Sturbridge on the way back from the flea market, they had the Werewolf and Diddy Kong at that Walmart, so I was like, now's the time. We're pulling the trigger. Coming in from Walmart in Worcester, Massachusetts, we got Series 154 main event line. CM Punk, like long-haired version, basic. Once again, I know this may be a figure that lots of people have mixed feelings on, but I just wanted to get the long-haired Punk to be able to display, and $12, good enough for me. Now we're into the last purchases of the week. We stopped by Ollie's, and Ollie's had some new figs, finally, right? Ollie's in Seekonk, Massachusetts, on my way home from work. And they had Helena Shaw from Dial of Destiny. I have not seen that movie yet, so I don't know who Helena Shaw is, but I figured she's a rather bland-looking female figure that we could use if we don't, because I only have 2 Indiana Jones figures, but we might be able to use for something. So we picked her up. Another one that's going to go to the backdrop for the overall filming is this big Cobra Commander. No articulation, obviously, but it comes with the staff. $4 from Ollie's. I was like, yep, Cobra Commander, you're coming with me. They only had one of him in like 12 million roadblocks of the same size, but cared nothing about the roadblock. So I guess G.I. Joe making another appearance, technically. And $5. $5 from Ollie's. Young Jedi Adventures. Care nothing about this Kai Brightstar. Just thought this little Yoda sort of, I don't know what you call it, maybe spirit version. I'm not familiar with Young Jedi, but he's sort of shimmery. So I liked him. He's going to be a backdrop fig as well, right? Because we're trying to get a little bit of backdrop figs on the toy table, right? To go along with Great Protector Dragon, Gentle Giant Studios, Mando. Right now we got Grand Moff Tarkin, Baroness, Destro, Crossfire, Kong, Marvel's Rose, and the Joker from Mortal Kombat. Right. Last pickup for this week comes from Target in Millbury, Massachusetts, where if you looked at prior toy hunts, Donkey Kong was $20 regular price. They had him on clearance down to $10. And tonight on my way home, he was on clearance for $6. And I get 5% off, so he was $5.70. I was like, all right, Donkey Kong, you can come home with us now. And that rounds out this week's Toy Haul episode 3. As always, I truly appreciate you watching my videos. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.